Hello and welcome back to the channel Held Dominance. Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe, and also click that notification bell if you're enjoying what you're seeing and want to see more. Coming up, a Rugby League Invitational with USARL and NARL involved. And my review of the Challenge Cup Final of 2021 between Castleford Tigers and St Helens. So we'll begin today with a story that came out of the Chasing Roos podcast, as there was a very exciting, friendly bit of information being thought of to use as a tree olive branch between the USARL and NARL. They have been a bit fractious recently, and that's why this friendly came about. So who was the brainchild behind this? Well, as you can see, I've mentioned the name on the actual screen, founder of Carolina Lightning, Queen City Royals Vermont, and also the USA Women's Rugby League boss, Justin Tucker. He decided with his Carolina Lightning team to, as hosts at Kannapolis in Carolina, to play a game between two select teams. The teams will be headed off by two players, Nick Newland and also Ryan Burrows. Now, it's a friendly game. What they're going to do is they're going to get a pot of players that are distributed between the two teams, and then the two teams' pot will whittle itself down from about 40 to about 20. And then they'll play an all-star game between each other. This is all going to happen on the 25th of September, and it is a good way to get Rugby League on the map. They have done it before with the North Carolina team, because they hosted, shall we say, the Atlanta Rhinos versus the Delaware Black Foxes in a friendly. Back in June the 5th. In that game, there was there was people from councilmen and councilwomen were there at the game. They didn't know that, but it led them to believe. Well, it led them to a bit of interest, as Mr. Tucker had been speaking to the councilmen, assemblymen, so on and so forth, about what these plans were for Rugby League in North Carolina, and they seemed all for it, and it seemed to have got a bit of interest. So that's where they started off. So much so that the congressman, the assemblymen, the councilmen, women, whoever in the local politics, went to the after-game drink at Old Armour Beer Company, the partners of Kannapolis Lightning. If you don't think Mr. Tucker is doing enough for them, you don't know what you're talking about, as he drives 15.5 hours from Vermont to Carolina, to North Carolina, for Carolina Lightning, USARL, so on and so forth. Now, the friendly is going to be, as I mentioned, a pot of players, and the pot of players are from every club and every league that are in the USARL, hopefully California RL, and the North American Rugby League RL. We may see some of the players that are big on Twitter and Facebook and social media playing this game, as it's more or less an all-stars game, which they're hoping that it's going to happen yearly after that. On the day though, there is a 30-a-side women's game that they're going to put forward. The men's game will follow that, and then a concert. There have been rumours that and on the banners as well, that there is a Nines game that's going to take effect. What they're thinking about for the women's game though is that it's going to be a North versus South women's game. It was just simply a speculative effort, but it seemed to have got a bit of momentum as I said, the council, the city hall, all got calls with interest about what's going on, what's happening, what are they doing, and they were able to explain that it is rugby league. It's a new team that's coming in with whatever plans are going to go forward. I wouldn't like to speculate at this point, but a Carolina team with council backing may be an asset to, would be an asset to either league, whether that's paid players in an NARL or the USARL. They've not yet determined the dates for when the draft is going on, but they're hoping that they're going to have the game streamed and also the draft stream, so that can go on. And Chasing Roos are going to be involved in that. They're going to be the broadcasters or the commentators or whatever for the draft. I was hoping for a more in-house if they were going to do it streamed. Like got a couple of local sportscasters either side of Justin Tucker, and then the two captains either side of them, like in a round table sort of way, and they announce the teams, talk about them, what they're hoping for, what the strengths are, who's going to be the captain, and announce the shirts as well in the same sort of broadcast. It's an idea to put together, but a round table, banner and behind, two banners, USARL and NARL, as well as Team Newlyn versus Team Burrows with their pictures on the with the flags waving in the background, whatever, on a big TV. But it'll cost too much to put on, I think. But if they could stream it and they get all the players, it's probably take about half an hour to put through, but it'll be a half an hour show that they can put on all formats, whether it's Twitch, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, maybe even getting someone like I don't know, Sports Flick involved. What they have done though about the game on the 25th of September is that they're going to use the college campus for the event, and also the streaming facilities that are there to produce the game. Interesting. I hope it's a success, because they can change captains every single year, who's going to be representative, or even call them different teams and do that round table every single year. Get the council, local sportscasters, local sports reporters involved. It could be big if they've got actual credible voices involved. It may cost a bit of money to do that, but still, it's worth it in the long run if they're getting crowds of 10, 15, 20,000 paying on the door. But anyway, I hope this is a successful game. Please, please, please go and listen to the podcast on Spotify. It is in the link below, so click on that link and in the comments below. Click on that link and listen to the full podcast. It's only 26 minutes long, that section, and it goes in depth about what's going on. I've only done about 8 minutes, and it's only fraction of what's going on, because I've had my own comments involved. Go and listen to that podcast. Click on the comments below, or copy and paste. So here it is, ladies and gentlemen, Challenge Cup final review. It's my review the day after. Just to give you some context, it is Saturday the 17th of July when I'm recording this, and this video has been released on the 18th of July. So in the Betfred Challenge Cup final, we'll see Castleford versus St Helens live at Wembley Stadium in London, and we have announcements of the teams. So Castleford named their strongest side for this game, with O'Brien and Truman in the halves. Still missing Greg Even, unfortunately, but otherwise it's their first team squad with Griffin, Millington in the props, Holmes, Sandy, Lefeu, Massey, Truman and O'Brien, as I mentioned, but John Turner on the wing, who's been scoring quite a few tries. The only disappointed would be Peter Metaltia, as his brother for the Saints side failed in his attempt to get his ban overturned. On the bench, so they have Liam Watts, Adam Milne, Alex Foster, and Daniel Smith, so ready to come on at any time during the game. For Saints, we have Lachlan Coote, Makinson, Nikama, Percival, Grace, Lomax, Fage, Walmsley, Roby, Louis McCarthy, Scarsbrook, Thompson, Batchelor, and Knowles. We have Lees and Aymore, Passy and Wellesby all on the bench. Joe Thompson is going to be retiring at the end of the season, but he gets a start in the Challenge Cup final in the place of Sione Metaltia, as I mentioned, because of his one-match ban, which was successfully appealed from being a two-match ban. So the game all kicks off at 3 PM, and we are going to see how the two teams go ahead when they're facing their old opponents. So, first half, and what a good half it was. First of all, apart from all the mistakes that went through, and the defence was absolutely fantastic from both sides. It really was. Case in point would be mentioned in one of the tries that had come through, as first on the 7th minute, it was Theo Fage that got on the end of some nice Saints play, and he scored under the sticks after sustained pressure from Saints once they got the ball. 15 tackles in all before the try was made by Castleford due to repeat sets and 6 again calls, and Coote gleefully added the 2. After a bit more arm wrestle, Castleford were doing a couple more mistakes, but they burst into life suddenly. A break from Cass in their own half was made because of a gap produced by Johnny Lomax coming out of the line in defence too quickly and made a gap for Metaltia to run into. In a bit of space with the fullback bearing down on Metaltia, he puts a kick back inside along the floor, which is gathered up by Evalds, who goes in 5 metres away from the right hand post. It was excellent work, and the kick was made to make it 6-all by Gareth O'Brien. Then on the 24th minute, Castleford, off the back of some great defence, forcing Saints to kick in their own 10, got the ball just inside their own half from that kick and powered all the way up to the outside right of the 20-metre mark in the 20-yard line of St Helens. And Gareth O'Brien, controlling play, got the ball, kicked it across back into the crowded area in front of the sticks, where the man that was going for the catch was Theo Fage, and he was challenged by Jake Truman, who got the ball first to dot down under the sticks. He had to do a quick spin and just dived on the floor to complete the try. Gareth O'Brien again kicked over the 2 to extend Castleford's lead. After that, it was an arm wrestle, a proper one, which, from my standings, Cass was winning. They've been the better team after the shell shock of the 7th minute try by Saints. So let's see what happens in the second half. Can Saints pull it back, or will Castleford keep hold, or will they run away with it to win this game? The heat is playing a factor. It's scorching hot in London, and the dignitaries that like Keir Starmer are enjoying the rugby league. Now after we go into the second half, as it was an interesting game, and from the first minute, a kick to the left corner is knocked back by Percival to Regan Grace, who passes to Roby, who seems to have a clear run to the line and scores and dots down with Coots converting. There was a few questions over the try. Did it hit the line? Video ref says no, there was green in between. Did Regan Grace bat it down from out of play? Received the ball from out of play? No, it was in the air after jumping from out of play, which means play on. And then was there a knock on by Percival when he went up to collect the ball himself? No, he went backwards or straight, whichever, but he never went forward. So Saints on the board, making it 12-12. Wellsby then runs to the right, bounces off a couple of would-be tacklers. He goes on to pass it right, creating a 3-on-2, and then a 2-on-1 between Nagama and Makinson for Makinson to score in the corner. Lachlan Coote misses that kick, but Saints won't be not too long after to score again, as a kick to the left corner this time, a bomb was put up, and as the runners were coming through, Peter Matautia shepherds one of the runners and causes a penalty, even though Casper gained the ball inside the 20. Coote goes for 2 and Julie converts. We thought Cass were back in it at one point, because Paul McShane does a one-on-one strip on the Saints attacker and gets them going up the field. When it comes to North, so there's a handling error that sends Saints back onto the attack. During that set, the Saints go to the kick, and then it was retrieved by Castleford, and on their second tackle, a knock on in their own 20. Cass get back almost to defend their 10, but unfortunately they're pinged for offside 15 metres out. So Lachlan Coote goes for 2 again. He kicks once more to make the scores 20 points to 12 to Saints. Saints are in the ascendancy now. It's been going like that through the entire half. Saints force the dropout, and Cass goes short, but a tackle in the air on Makinson causes a penalty to Saints again in the 20. Lachlan Coote goes for the 2, but this time he misses, but it goes out because of the penalty. Out of play, it's a 20-metre restart for the defending team, so Saints would get the ball again. So they work it left, work it right. They thought they're over at one point with Louis McCarthy-Scarsbrook, but he's tackled over the line and held up. So they go again. They go to the right, then to the left. Then the Carl Amor attacks the line at the sticks again, but this time he is tackled as he's going over the line. Everyone smothers him as there's no view of the ball being grounded, but the referee sends the ball up to the video referee to see if it has been grounded. Again, I mentioned that there was no clear view. None of the cameras saw it either. And what happens? It has to be given as a try. With that being said, Coote then converts the 2 to complete the scoring, and it is 26 points to 12 to Saints. Due to the second half performances and no handling errors and everything like that, it was just Saints' ability that got across the line, or but also you can tell Casper wilting underneath the sun under those hot conditions, and also them really, really good plays by Saints. That's how it ends. Saints are Challenge Cup champions. So with the final part of this video, it turns out that Castleford's Niall Eccles was awarded the Lance Todd Trophy for the 2021 final, and it's well deserved in attack and defence for Castleford. He kept on going in that first half and also scored the try of the game. So that's it for another video, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember, like, subscribe and share the video worldwide as much as you can, anyhow. Let's grow this game. It's our game. It's a game that we're a family of. But in the meantime, stay safe, all the best, and I'll catch you in the next video.